Going. Good morning, everybody. Bad Gamer popping back in. And oh my goodness, guys, we have had an interesting 24 hours. We have had we had to cancel Fireteam Friday, but we're getting into that. Lady Snipe Shot was on forever, but we're gonna get into that. And we are both tired because both Lady Snipe Shot and I are here and excited to talk to you today. What up, Rach? How you doing?
Hey, I'm awake, barely, but I'm awake.
I love it. I'm awake. Maybe. Maybe. Jesse's here. What's up, Jesse? Good to see you, buddy. So why don't you tell us about your week? Your very, very interesting
My week? What did I do this week? I didn't do much this week. I thought I worked most of this week. Did I do something special other than the stream?
I thought you did. Was that this week or was that last week?
That. So Justin and I found. Hey, Skull. Justin and I found a house.
Woo-hoo!
We made an offer on it, and we're. Oh my gosh! I didn't know that there was that much paperwork to buying a house. It's ridiculous. But yeah, we know where we're going to be living. We're really excited about it. It's a little 3-bedroom, 1-bath. You know, everything is new in it, which is amazing. Like, I don't have to put a roof on that house. I don't have to do this or that. I'm so excited about my kitchen. And this is like adult stuff. Like, for all of our younger viewers, you'll get excited about this later in life, and you'll be like, oh man, I'm getting a washer and dryer. So good. But like one of the things that I've always liked is an open floor plan in a house, like for the living space. And my stove is gonna face out towards the living space so I can cook and entertain rather than look at a wall.
Wow.
So I'm super excited about that. But I haven't seen that too often where the stove is the one that faces out, but it's pretty cool. But anyway, that's like adulting stuff. And then I had work, and then I had the stream last night.
How'd that go? Tell us about the stream last night.
Well, so I have this doll that I've had forever, since I was like 2. I'm not going to tell you how old the doll is, like how long I've had that, because that'll tell you how old I am. But I've had it for a very long time, and it's an Alf doll, and I've managed to keep the sunglasses on, and I don't know how that happened. But anyway, somebody commented in the chat. I decided to make a character for that stream just to show you guys how to rig up a character that you make from scratch. It's very complex, but it was apparently very time consuming because the show went on for like 2 hours. Anyway, we ended up, somebody saw the Alf doll sitting behind me, and they're like, hey, make Alf. And I was like, I don't know if I can. Copyright infringement. We'll make his brother. So he looks really freaky, and I've got to make some adjustments to him. But we made Alf last night. Alf's brother last night. We named him Ralph.
Ralph and Alf.
And I wanted to at least get him to the point of him being able to walk around. Now, some of the rigging inside isn't perfect, but he walks, and that's what concluded my show. But it was very, very interesting, so to say the least.
Well,
and I found that having a show at 12 in the morning is... As the night goes on, I tend to lose my mind. So if you want to see me lose my mind, that's a good show to watch.
So guys, make sure at 12 p.m. No, 12 a.m. Sorry, Eastern Standard Time, 11 Central
That's
Standard
yeah.
Time. Um, Lady Snipe Shot is streaming, and now you forgot to tell him the best part.
Which part?
You're actually on the
Tell me,
channel
tell me.
now. We're not
Oh
hosting you.
yeah, yeah. I figured it out with Lynn's help. It's working. However, I did notice that my countdown just stayed at 0. Like I don't know what I did. I gotta fix
Okay.
that. And then my game audio wasn't coming through, and I don't know what I did to make my game audio go off. But we had the camera,
Yes.
we had the overlays, we had audio, my audio at least. You hear what I was saying. And
We will take that
that's that.
every time. Every time.
Yeah,
Skull-
that's a win in our book.
Skull is asking, do we invite different people at every stream? Well, not necessarily. The core leadership takes it in turn to be on the show. I'm generally the main host. However, we just started talking about this, where we may start rotating hosts. Like we all might show up, but you might see somebody different on the screen every time, at least between me, Lady Snipe Shot, and Disney Pix Chick. So,
well, Lim deserves it because he has been busting it out for how long now?
this is
1 or 2 years?
This will be 2 years in September, I think.
Oh my gosh. We've been doing this for 2 years. And we still haven't
I
met
know.
yet.
We
How is that
still
even
haven't
possible?
met in person yet. But,
And we're not really that far away from each other either.
I don't know. I can't walk there.
Well, yeah, but
There are people that that have been on shows with that do live within seriously 15-minute driving distance, and I haven't seen them in months.
I know. I have a friend that moved back to PA after I moved to PA. He was actually from here, and I still haven't been able to get up with him. He's like down at the other side of Pittsburgh. It's so hard to be able to see people that you want to see. Just being an hour away. It sucks.
Oh my goodness. Skull says, "Nah, I don't mean about the host, but about someone you can invite." And oh yeah, actually we were talking about the leadership group, and I were talking about that. And we do have we have had different people on. It just depends. We've been talking about getting having other folks on. Oops, I went too far. So yeah, so cool. Hey guys, I'm Bad Gamer Elite, by the way. For those of you who are just joining
this
us,
crazy person talking.
joining us for the first time, I'm Bad Gamer Elite. And this is Gametography, the show where we talk about games and photography, and we smush them together, and we do all kinds of fun stuff. Today I am working in the Overwatch replay mode. So I'm really enjoying this, you guys. Skull says, cool, let me know the day you want to hear your baguette. You bet, buddy. So this week, what did I do? Well, Monday, I started out in, we did Nintendo Monday, and I did some what was it, Super Mario Odyssey, and that was fun. That was a good time. And then I jumped into Monday was the day I realized Overwatch had a replay mode, and I jumped into that and I played around for about a half an hour. The next day on Tuesday, I went back into replay mode. I played around for 2 hours and got 166 photos.
Jeez.
I like cake, says Jesse. I mean, you. I would hope you would like cake. You're a decent human being.
I don't like cake. I'm just kidding.
That's a lie.
It's a lie. It's a big lie. I like chocolate cake. That's the best.
So yeah, I have been loving this replay mode, you guys. It's not a full photo mode by any means, but it's still pretty darn freaking cool. As a matter of fact, I have this month loaded into Lightroom about 800 images, 840 I think, or something like that. And that doesn't mean that I shot them all, this month, but that's where I'm counting is how many I load a month, because that means I'm gonna do something with them. Over 350 of them have been from Overwatch replay mode, and I just started that this week. I mean, and there are, I mean, there's not a whole lot of similarities between my shots. So, I mean, there's just so much you can do in this game, the detail that they've put together. I mean, I dig it. I love it. And I stopped streaming Overwatch because I didn't like who I was when I was playing it. And so I've started to get back into playing Overwatch. I'm not streaming it, but playing Overwatch. And when I feel that anger and that rage coming up, I back out and I just go into the replay mode and do Gametography. And it's helped. It's helped me not get so mad at the game. Although you're not supposed to hate the game. You're supposed to hate the player. Or don't hate the player, hate the game, something like that. Whatever.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Lim, I am very much I have to be careful myself because I can be a rage quitter. Like,
oh,
hardcore.
can you really?
You can ask Jess.
I
I can't
would
be.
not have
Yes.
pegged you for that.
There was one time. Yeah, I wouldn't have pegged you either. Maybe it's the nice people who are the rage quitters. No, Justin, I was playing this golf game with Justin. I don't play golf anymore. Like, I will not. Justin is very good at anything he plays. That's the kind of gamer he is. He's just good.
I have a friend like that.
And he's tactical about it, too. Yeah. And he, like, right now, Borderlands, he has, like, found all the little twists and turns and ways to manipulate the system to where he is so flippin' powerful, and he's just that type of player, just really good. So we were playing golf. Obviously he's really good at it, and so I just kept missing and missing and missing and missing, and then I started hearing the announcers, and they're fake announcers, and they were trash talking me, and I was getting so mad, and I was like,
great.
no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. No more. I was so livid. So I have to be careful too. I know that golf is not my thing. So.
Yes. What else? What else did I play? Wednesday. Oh yeah, Wednesday. I went back into. Wednesday I went back into Kingdom Hearts 3 because we're trying to get the Ultima Blade. I came to the realization that I'm gonna be playing Kingdom Hearts 3 again.
Nice.
Because once I get
I need to go back.
once I get to the Ultima Blade, I want to use it. I mean, I did all this stuff to use it. I mean, to get it. So I am going to be all over that. So, and then we did Detroit Become Human. And that right there, that game, you have so many choices that you make that can affect how the game goes. I I I at some of the scenes and stuff, I was broken. I mean, they broke me for sure. Because it's some of that.
That's another one I still need to play.
Shot, good comp. Take the shot, dude. No, don't move. Which one? Skull's yelling at me because I didn't take a shot he saw. Um. So, what else? Oh, I started. I picked up Nier Automata, or Automata. And I picked up. Oh, what was it? Hold on for a second here. Yes, such a good comp on the big hand guy that looks like you. What did I pick up? It was Nier Automata, and shoot, I can't remember which one. What else it was? It was another Gametography game, or one that I wanted to try Gametography in. One of the two. Oh, a Plague's Tale. And a Plague
Which one?
Tale. Innocence.
Okay.
But yeah, it was, and I haven't started that yet. But Surf is like, good luck. Good luck with that. Because apparently it's really icky. So checking that out. But yeah, so I got a couple. I got a couple tools for Nier, and I can't wait to try it. I can't. Yeah, I shouldn't say I can't wait to try it because I did try it, and I have 4 shots out of it. Leonhardt's here. What's up, Leonhardt? Leon. But yeah, it's really cool. Nier is really cool, and I technically rolled credits on it already. The thing is, I died, and there are like 26 different endings, and the place I died gives you one of those endings. So I am going to count that as a win for completing completing games. So that's 18 games this year. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I will I'll be playing that again. But it's really cool. Have you played Nier at all? Yeah.
Me? No. I almost got it the other day because it was at is
Yeah.
at work. And then I put it back on the shelf and it got sold. So
It's so good.
I have not played
I'm
it
not
yet.
even done with the first chapter
I've
yet.
heard great things.
And I've played, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Like, there's 5 different game styles I've played already. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like
Wow.
top down flights, flight game, side scrolling flight game, um, third person action adventure, side scroller action adventure shooter. I mean, and a couple more. But yeah, so I mean, I've really been enjoying myself this week in gaming. I didn't get to. I played that yesterday when I was out and about. I had an event that I had to be at, and I got a break there, and I played that because I couldn't do anything else. So. We are so far behind right now. We are like 10 minutes behind. So quick gallery update, you guys. Ooh, Skull says platformer. Yes. Um, that's Leonhardt. Skull says, I'm going to have to take new shots on the Evil Within. See you guys later. Have a good stream. Thanks, Skull. But the week gallery update, for those of you who don't know, we do have an IRL Gametography gallery at a local game store in Appleton, Wisconsin called SideQuest Games. And they last time I was supposed to on the 15th go and or sorry, not the 15th, but the 16th, so a week ago, go and edit I mean not edit, but change out the images. And I ordered the images to be printed at this one place. I used another location of theirs, but I sent it to the other location that I was going to be closer to that day, so I could just drive into Appleton and get it done. Well, I got a call from them, and they said they weren't printing them because they were copyrighted images. Yeah.
What?
And I said, I understand that developers own the copyrights. We're not selling them. We actually have them in a gallery, and a lot of the developers know that we're doing this. They refuse to print them. So I had to go to another online source that I have. That took longer to get, but I have them, and they'll be going up today. And those are yours, Lady Snipe Shots. I know, right, Leonhardt? Lady Snipe Shots and Arkham and I believe Taunty's? I believe it's Taunty.
Yeah, I can't remember the list.
Arkham Lovers and Taunty's. So, yeah. But I went back to the original location where I had them printed before, and they were like, yeah, that's stupid. We don't like them. They're dinks. Come over to us.
Well, hey, there you go.
Yeah, they had to have been gotten in trouble, says Leonhardt. Yeah, absolutely.
They've not been printing our stuff. They've been printing
somebody got in trouble for something. I bet like a local photographer went in there and said, "Hey, you printed my stuff. I'm gonna sue you." You know.
Yeah, probably. That happens. That happens.
So those will be going up today. The gallery is supported by our patrons, and if you want to be a patron, or maybe they're being audited, that's a possibility too.
Who doesn't love to be audited?
The gallery is supported by our patrons, and you can become a patron by clicking on that link right there. Throw a buck in the tip bucket, and you actually get stuff. You get phone backgrounds. We make phone backgrounds and Twitter banners and desktop backgrounds. But totally, it's we don't really push it, but I do want to let everybody know that the stream giveaways and the gallery is fully supported by our patrons. So, thank you, patrons. You know who you are. Appreciate you. Big hugs. Free stuff? Yeah, Leonhardt. Free stuff. Well, sort of. I mean, patrons, like, you drop $1, so it's not technically free, I guess. But we do giveaways every now and then. And especially for Extra Life, we'll be doing some giveaways. So that's funded by that. And actually, let's do this too. We'll come back to this in a little bit. We'll come back to that one. But news this week, we already talked about it, really. The Overwatch replay mode. That I have been playing around in just right now. Um, that's available. There isn't. It's not a um, a photo mode. Just keep that in mind. And it's not nearly as robust as, let's say, Fortnite's replay mode. But I mean, I've been able to get some really cool images here. Images that I think are cool anyway. My favorite to watch is Overwatch. There's one I'm particularly proud of. It was one of my early ones in the replay mode. Oh, this one here this isn't one of the ones that I'm particularly proud of, but I think Brigitte is adorable. Look at her. Look at her. She's adorable. So yeah. It was one of my early ones here. Hold on. This one here. I'm particularly proud of this one. With Hanzo and Hamtaro, or Hampton, but Hamtaro, as I call him. I just love this one. So that's that. Also, in news, Rachel is in a Queen cover band. Lady Snipe Shot, why don't you tell us about that?
Well, okay, so the really cool thing about Dreams is that you can collaborate with people from all over the world, and I find that really neat because I posted up some fun little vocals or whatever, and a couple of people reached out to me. Let's see if I can.
I put the link in the chat.
Right. Oh no. Oh no. But just a little shout out to Samurai09. They, after hearing some of the vocals that I posted up on Twitter, I think it's a he, possibly she, I don't know, it doesn't matter. They reached out to me and asked if I would be a part of they were doing We Will Rock You, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So collaborated with a couple of people from Japan, which is really cool. And
that's so very awesome.
Yeah, saying We Will Rock You. It's fun. So yeah, I love Dreams just for that reason alone.
Let's see. Are we even barely caught up yet? Oh, we're only 5 minutes behind now.
Yay.
Gametographer of the week, guys. Luckyless. If you haven't seen any of Lucky's images, oh my goodness, this guy. I'll put a link up in the chat here real quick here. But this guy inspires me to do better every time. Or as I like to say, he inspires me to get good. I don't want to mispronounce his real name, but Ikram. I don't know how to say his real name.
Ikram?
Yeah, Ikram.
Is it Ikram?
I don't know. We've never discussed it.
Names are hard.
Like in any way, we've never really discussed it. But I just put his Instagram up in the chat. Oh, go check this guy out. Not only, and here's the thing, not only is he a great gametographer, he's an awesome human being. He's actually been helping me be what I like to call a gametography evangelist. Where he's out there telling people all about gametography. Um, and he's joined me on a couple other servers that had no clue about gametography, but they have like thoroughly embraced it. We started off with people like, "Oh man, I could never do anything like that. Oh, that's so cool. How do you guys do that?" And Lucky and I have just said, just get in there. If you see something, click your share button. And we've started as simple as that, and a lot more people in those discords are and communities are doing that.
Nice.
We've got Tom Merritt. Hold on here. Shout out Tom. Ekrum. Thank you, Leonhardt. Shout out Tom Merritt. I think that's it. Nope, that's not it. I'll figure it out. But Tom Merritt is he's a great one of our great British streamer friends, and he has thoroughly embraced the community of gametography. That's not it. But he doesn't do it himself. That's the thing. Merritt. Sorry, Merritt. Sorry, Tom. Hopefully that's right. That's not it either. Shoot. Oh, it's because I put an N in there. Anyway, but he has fully embraced it and has encouraged his folks to get into gametography.
Nice. That's cool.
Ah, I give up. Go find Tom Merritt.
I think that's the thing is once people like try it themselves, they'll understand it. It's like I mean we're just taking photos. So it's what it is. Taking photos. And you know some people are like, well that's just a screenshot. It's like well no, photo. It's a little bit more technical. It's
and they figure it out. Like when we had Ed on, Ed Placencia on. Okay, I give up. Go find Tom Merritt. That's how you spell his name. Oh, it's two T's. That's probably what it is. Anyway, go find Tom Merritt. You should see how many times I've done this in chat. But Ed Placencia said that when I first talked to him about gametography, he was like, "You're taking a screenshot. That's easy." And then once I had him, he's done it a little bit, but once I had him see what I was doing and actually had him like before there was a replay mode, he was actually one of my models in Overwatch, and he was like, "Dude, modeling is tough in Overwatch, let alone getting the communication of what you want."
Oh yeah, Captura is tough.
Oh my goodness.
When you have a squad.
Oh yeah. So there's that. All right, go find Tom Merritt. Tom Merritt. It's just Tom Merritt. What the what? What? Single R. Here we go, you guys. Finally. Oh, if I could type in the right thing. There it is. That's it. Ah! Finally. All right, there you go. Now you have a link to follow Tom Merritt. We were we were on time. Gametography of the week.
How are we doing now?
You're now 8 minutes behind. So what I would like to do, Leonhardt, you did it. What I'd like to do, guys, is to implement a first come, first serve during the show, being able to submit a challenge. What that means is whatever game the host is playing, you have to, you can submit a challenge to them. So, like, if somebody said, I want you to have a shot of McCree being lasered by Symmetra's lasers. Well, here you go. There's the challenge. And challenge. Wait, challenge complete. So we want to implement.
And you're talking about like.
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, so that is also like styles of photography. Does it matter? Like, has it, or does it have to be a like a specific like action? You know, like
I don't know.
for instance, do black and white silhouette. Should we get into?
Well,
I mean,
that would
it
be
that
tough
kind of stuff
depending
too?
on the game. Like in Overwatch, I wouldn't be able to say, "Hey, let's do black and white on this," because I don't have those options.
Sure. I guess what I'm saying is like based on the parameters of the game, would you want it to be like that?
Sure.
Like
I mean,
be able to the challenges.
Yeah, I think the challenge could be open to that because for me in particular, Lem, do a black and white photo. Oh my gosh, no, please. Please don't make me.
Hey, Lim, do a landscape.
Yeah, Lem, do a landscape. Fine.
I know you don't like landscapes.
I'm gonna go do a land. If that's your challenge to me right now, I'm gonna go do a landscape in Overwatch. Wait for it. There it is. Landscape.
I wish I could see it. I can't see it right now because I don't have the Twitch. I'll check it out later. You gotta send it to me.
I'll send it to you. But yeah, so I think we'll start doing that. Today's challenge was spelling Tom Merritt's name right. So I'm good with black and white when I'm drawing, but not in photography, says Leonhardt. Yeah. Leonhardt, I want to request you draw something for me. Whatever you want it to be, as long as it has to do with the Gametographers. And I'll post it up. Get it to me. Get it. That's a request. That's your challenge. So, on Twitter, yesterday, the Gametographers Twitter started a conversation. A Gametography drawing. Well, a Gametography drawing as in, like, to do with the show. So maybe you check out the VOD of Lady Snipeshot doing something in dreams, and you get your concept or your idea from there. That's my
Just
two
thinking,
cents.
I'm sorry.
um, but we had what was it? Here it is. Yeah, so I was talking with Hello, I'm Nick on Twitter, and we were just having a discussion about feedback. And the question we posed on our channel was, how do you feel about getting unsolicited constructive criticism or encouragement on your gametography? And the follow-up question was, why do you or don't you give feedback? See, that's why it's a challenge, Leonhardt. So that with that in mind, Lady Snipeshot.
Okay, so I saw the question. I didn't get a chance to respond, but basically with feedback, I do love constructive criticism, especially when I'm looking for it. However, sometimes it can be abrasive or feel abrasive. I'll be completely honest, because when it's unsolicited, if it's a negative criticism, it can be. The thing is, like when I see something, the way that I've seen it, and I took that picture because I liked the way it looked. It's kind of like telling me, in a way, kind of telling me like, well, your way isn't the correct way, so do it this way. I've had both constructive criticism that's positive, that's like, or that's, like critical, like maybe, hey, you should try a different color next time, or do this. I don't like the color scheme. They just clash too much. And it's like, okay. And then I look at it, it's like, yeah, you're right. But then there's sometimes where it's like just very, like, I don't know. Sometimes it's a little like, don't do that. So it's kind of like it just really depends on the situation and how they say it. Like I've had different times, and it just, I don't know, when it's unsolicited, when you're not looking for, it's kind of like, well, I like it, kind of deal. That's how it feels. It's just like, I don't care if you don't like it. I like it, so that's all that matters. I don't want to talk to you.
That I don't usually give it, but I don't mind it when I get it, because then that opens the door to me being able to help them give better constructive criticism. If I'm having trouble with it, if I'm having trouble with that criticism, like I might say, hey, thanks for the feedback. It's something that I could totally try differently later. The way I would have phrased that is blah blah blah, and that's giving constructive feedback on constructive feedback. And give a reason why, because that made me feel XYZ.
Yeah, I think that's very important, is understanding why they're giving the constructive feedback, or if you're giving constructive feedback, or feedback in general. For me, giving feedback, I try to point out something that I do like about it, even if it's something like overall that I don't necessarily like the picture, because they didn't ask me for feedback, like critical feedback. So I'll be like, hey, I love the colors. This looks great. This angle, man, that's top notch. I like that. But then if they go further and say, or like they point out, hey, I'm looking for feedback. What do you think about this? Then I'll break it down and give both positive and negatives about the photo. I try not to do unsolicited, because it's like it can go really bad, because social media and messaging, you can get the context mixed up real quick.
Yep.
real quick.
Um,
And I don't want to offend
yeah.
anybody. I don't want to make anybody feel bad about what they do. So, it's that's touchy. That's so touchy.
Um, Leonhardt says if it's actually constructive criticism, he says, I've had people offer constructive criticism and then just say they don't like how I did something. And they have the right to definitely not like something, but if it's not to
Absolutely.
help you see why and help you get a perspective on a different way to a different way to look at your art, there's nothing wrong with looking at looking at your art and saying, this, I want to try this differently. I wouldn't have really tried black and whites until you actually one day said you should try some black and white stuff. And I understand you like color, but try some black and white stuff sometime. That wasn't. It's not necessarily criticism, but some people could take it as that. I took it as, hey, there's a challenge that my friend is telling me, is talking to me about. So I think that's also part of it. It's the relationship that you already have with that person.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
for instance, we have somebody in our Discord that they know. I've already said that I'm not necessarily fond of that style of what they're doing, and they know it. I mean, we've talked about it. They've asked for open, constructive criticism. And that's when I'm like, I don't particularly care for this style. I've seen other things that you've done, and that's what I personally like. But because of their style, I also gave them challenges. I was like, okay, kind of like what you did with black and white. I said, hey, I know you really like this to do this. Have you tried doing this? Have you tried doing that? If so, and you just really didn't give it a chance, try it again. I think that with your Jesse says, I think you should try. Lem should try upside down photography. Like Leonhardt, like the screen upside down or Lem hanging from the ceiling. Jesse said both.
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't that just okay? I'm doing it right now. I'm doing that right now. But we were able to say, you usually don't do this. Why not? And they decided, well, that's a good point. I'll try that. So again, I think that I give feedback, and I think a lot of people in this discussion were using feedback and criticism interchangeably, and I don't believe that feedback and criticism are the same thing. Feedback could be, oh my gosh, I love that. How did you do it? I would like to learn how to do that, blah, blah, blah. Or I like how this works. Or, I'm a little confused on how this works or whatever, giving feedback versus, criticism. We shouldn't be afraid of doing that.
No, not at all. It's about finesse and about coming from a place of being kind.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is very important. Yes.
If you're coming from a place of pride and ego, where it's that somebody is like technically maybe more about photography in general, and that what they did is just completely wrong, like just completely wrong. Remember that they're learning, and you were probably at that point,
Yep.
too. So just keep them keep that in mind that, you weren't always great at it. Be humble and be kind when you're giving feedback, and try not to do harsh feedback,
Right,
unsolicited.
right, exactly. I
Basically.
think harsh feedback is um, should be reserved to for those that ask for feedback. Um,
Yeah,
People and reserved for close friends. Like if for
I
absolute
agree.
harsh feedback.
I agree.
So
Because that's the thing, you learn by criticism. You learn by looking at things from a different perspective, and you can take a lot from other people, but it requires some, hard skin, swallowing
right.
pride. You know, that's tough. That's tough for artists, because they're like, but I'm an artist,
but
and
but
it's
I
art,
know.
and it's mine.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
It's so hard.
You know, some of the answers that we've got on here. Oh, funny enough, Lucky says, "I always share positive feedback on the comments, but if there's something negative, I take it in the chats. That too, only for people who I care about, making sure I don't upset them. Uh, there are times when I try something new. I mention it in the comments. What do you guys think?" All right. So DP
Mhm.
Dwarf says, so basically I give out tips on how certain shots may be achieved if somebody asks, but I would never criticize anybody's work. That's not my place, and I'm not better than anybody else, so who am I to judge? Um, as for encouragement, love to give it, love to receive. And I think that people don't, a lot of folks don't go off and give that encouragement to, like, let's say people out there that have, that don't have a lot of people looking at their work. All right. Jesse says, when it comes to art, who really gives a crap about what others think? But there are people that don't, that don't get that. They're not top on the list for um, for views or whatever, and they're not getting anything. You know, they're not getting anything. They're not getting any help. You know, they're not getting any uh, any praise, and I think that's just as important is for us to look at, hey, who haven't we really been uh, helping out in that manner, you know?
Mhm.
But that's just me. Art isn't necessarily about how good it is; it's about how it makes one feel. Does it speak to you, says Leonard? Absolutely. So, um, but yeah, let's see what else do we have here. Um, oh, actually, one person that I tagged you in, Nazcape, Nazcape on Twitter. Their Warframe stuff is dope.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I was checking some of it out. It's
And I'm like,
pretty cool.
and they said nobody ever notices my shots. I'm like, that's what we need to do. I mean, I personally think I need to make more of an effort of not just liking, and we've talked about this before, liking and scrolling. Um,
Hmm. Yeah,
Liking and scrolling,
that's true.
and because that doesn't help anybody.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so, um, let's see here, Rosa Pexa. I love Rosa. And I don't give unasked feedback because you never know if you hurt someone with that, and it doesn't matter how carefully you've chosen your words. And to be honest, I never read unasked feedback that sounded just nice and helpful. It was always had a little "I'm better than you" touch.
Hmm.
Um, Raven Das. I wonder if they're related to Calvin Das. I tend to restrict my comments to only looks great and the like. To me, gametography as art is subjective, just like Leonhardt was saying. What I like, others may not. Conversely, some shots that get tons of compliments and attention do nothing for me. People have different tastes and different styles. Yeah, like my personal style, I go for a little bit of extreme and cartoony and such like that. All right. We are so behind. So I want to move on to the Discord question of the week. If you want to join us in our Discord, it's super easy. All you gotta do is click that link right there. Discord question of the week. What was your aha moment in gametography? And Lady Snipeshot, I know you've got one.
Well, I was thinking about it, and I can't remember exactly my first aha moment. I mean, it was with Horizon Zero Dawn, obviously, because that's where I started. For me, I actually have more than one aha moment, and it's because every game's photo mode is completely different. Whenever I first, for instance, started playing with Warframe, it was so different than Horizon Zero Dawn. Same as Grand Theft Auto, so different to take pictures in that. And so learning that photo mode to be able to find your style, it takes time on every single one because none of them are the same.
Exactly.
And so, you know, like, it takes a few tries to, you know, you get to that point, and then all of a sudden you're like, aha, there it is. I figured it out. You know, and it took like, for me, for instance, with Warframe, it took a lot of like I did a lot of horizontal shots for a while, and I would do the action. I'm like, that's cool, but I'm not getting into it. And then I saw some people doing verticals. And I'm like, well, I'll try verticals, and but verticals on Instagram are stupid. They don't ever work right. So then I had to work with the borders, and then I finally found, a good spot and a groove where people were like, hey, I like that, do it again, I like it. I'm like, okay, cool, this is cool, this is where I'm at. And with Horizon Zero Dawn, it was with the landscapes. I try this, try that, and then all of a sudden I started taking landscapes and framing and working with those kind of things and the sunsets, and then just hit a groove of, okay, this is it, this is where I'm at.
Right.
So it's more than one. Definitely, for sure.
I think the one that stands out to me it's also in Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's specific to that game, but it helped me know to look for it in other games. I tend to have, my style is more close-ups and details and such like that. So close-ups, it could be close-ups of characters, it could be close-ups of environment, but I definitely tend to do more close-up photography, or fill the frame with my subject at least, versus wide shots. And I learned that in there, I need to make sure that my field of view is at 50. It starts at 50. It goes no wider than 50. And that has helped me focus on getting the look that I'm looking for as well. So that was my aha. That was my first aha moment. Was, oh, this is what I need. This is where I need to have my stuff start. This is the look I like.
Yeah. Definitely.
So
I love those moments. They feel
yeah.
so good too. You're just like, whoa, it just worked. That's amazing. And by the way, it's okay to admire your own work. It really
Yes.
is. I mean, don't be cocky, of course, like flashy, but you can enjoy your own work too.
Absolutely. Leonhardt, his aha moment was in Dynasty Warriors, and he realized that he was an action shot guy. So that's awesome. Also, this is the new skin for Zenyatta, and I love it. It's an octopus skin. All right. So yeah. So again, guys, we want to thank you guys for being here. Join us in the Discord. We just put that up. You can join us as being a patron. A buck in the tip bucket gets you something cool. But also, if you're like, well, I don't want to do a monthly thing, but a one-time thing would be great. Well, why don't you check out our merch store? The Yonox skin,
Yeah.
yes. Check out the merch store. And it's so important that we have 2 bots on it, apparently. Also, Leonhardt, but also No Man's Sky with Lonely Space stuff, yes. But yeah, so you can check out the merch store. We've got t-shirts. I am not wearing one right now, but I am going to be wearing one today. Got to shower first.
I need to get my shirt. Need it.
I'm probably going to order some stickers. So, yeah, we've got shirts, stickers, mugs. Just check it out. Go to the merch store. Check that out. And also, Extra Life. We haven't gotten all the details yet on how we'll be doing it, but we will be doing a 24-hour stream. And you can donate. Y'all got car decals? Not yet, Jesse. Not yet, but you could buy a bunch of stickers and put them on your car. But we are playing for the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. Two of my kids were in that hospital. So if you wanted to start the donation train, you can start it right now by clicking on that link. We will be streaming for 24 hours. We'll be getting you guys all the details on that, who's streaming when. We have to see if Lady Snipeshot can join us at some point. It's
24-hour dream
oh my
stream.
gosh.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Joke.
All right. Yes.
Man, think about what we could make in that
Oh
time.
my goodness. We should do a joint dream stream at some point in there because you have it, Cindy's got it, I have it,
Yes.
Taunty's got it. I don't know how many people you can have at a
I
time,
agree.
but there it is. Oh yes, my kids are
I
feeling
don't know.
much better.
Figure it out.
This is when they were babies. My son had heart surgery when he was not even 3 months old. So, yeah, mama. All right, sorry guys. Anti-gamer was taken off, so I had to make sure I talked to her. But yeah, so that's going to be November 2nd, I believe. But check that out. We will be starting at 8 o'clock on the Saturday and going to 8 o'clock on the Sunday. We have a $1,000 goal, you guys. The $1,000 goal. Last year we had a $500 goal, and we smashed it. We went to $750. So we're upping it just a little bit. Tell your friends. Tell your husbands. Tell your wives. Tell your kids. Extra Life. Lady Snipeshot, where can they find you?
Instagram and Twitter. Lady Snipeshot. PSN. Lady Snipeshot.
There it is.
That's cool. Dream. Lady Snipeshot.
And you can find me as Bad Gamer Elite. That's Bad Gamer Elite on Twitter, Instagram, I believe Facebook, not YouTube. but I am on YouTube because that's where these things go. But you can find us all right there. Instagram. All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. Bad Gamers Unite. Gametographers, keep on snapping. Peace.